missionary of sorts right here in our backyard as they minister to so many people. Karla, come on up here. This is Karla from Interfaith Emergency Services here in Ocala. Give her a hand for being here with us today. Gina, could you grab that mic right there? Thanks. Karla has done an incredible job in her time of being here. And what I appreciate about her is she's not just somebody who's standing up saying, let me tell you about Interfaith. She's doing the ministry. When we collect groceries in the bags the 2 times a year that we do it, that truck that you see outside pulls up, she's in the back of the truck with the volunteers loading groceries. I promise you don't see that every day. So I appreciate her heart and the way that God uses you, and we appreciate you being here. So share with us this morning.
Thank you. It is such a joy to be here with you, First Baptist. I know many of you. There's a lot of familiar faces here. Some of my board members are members here. And I've been dying to get here and worship with you because I feel such a kindred spirit because of your support for Interfaith and what we do there. It's funny that you mentioned being a missionary right here in Ocala. Previous to this, I worked for the courts, and I saw that my job was a ministry there too because we advocated for abused children, and I really, took that job as a ministry. But when this job at Interfaith was presented to me, the way it was presented, and it's funny because I had been feeling a calling to the mission field, at least that's what I thought. I remember telling my mother one day, Mom, I don't know why, I just feel like a year from now I'm going to be under some bug net reading to some child in some third world country. And that's where the Lord was leading my heart, and the way that this job at Interfaith was presented to me was, Karla, just think about it. You can be a missionary right here in your own backyard. And I never realized how much opportunity there is right here where we live to minister. I've worked in the church my whole life since I was 12. I worked in children's ministries right on up through probably every level in the church, from the babies to the adults. And I can honestly say I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to touch more lives than I have in the last 3 years. And I feel like all that time God was preparing me for now. And I would say to you that all your life, all the ministry you've done in this church and maybe in other ministries is preparing you for what God's about to do with you in your community. We're in a battle, folks. We have people dying and going to hell every day. We have people that were raised in the church that now won't even attend. We have got to get serious about the fight and start being Christ outside the doors, outside these walls, to save these people. And that's really, the heartbeat of Interfaith is what I tell the volunteers and tell my staff is we have to be Christ to these people. When they come in, they have to see the love of Christ because that's the only hope we have to draw them to the cross. And that's our mission. And I didn't mean to get so preachy, but it has been such a joy and a privilege to serve this community and to work with all of our partner churches at Interfaith. I wanted to come today to give a praise report and have a little celebration. You did a food drive for us about a month ago, and I know you remember it because it was a lot of food. I came and picked it up, and it really saved us. That month, we would have probably not made it through the month without that food that you sent. It probably kept us open and operating in our pantry for about 3 more weeks than we would have. And then when that ran dry, we kind of hit bottom, and we actually had to close our pantry on Friday at noon because we did not have enough food to finish the day. We serve about 30, on a typical month, 25 to 30 families in the morning we'll give groceries to, 25 to 30 families in the afternoon. And that's just in our Ocala main office. We have, a lot of people don't know this, we have 4 satellite pantries in remote parts of the county that we also send food to on a regular basis throughout the month. So, but at our local, at our main office, we had to close down. It was really hard when people came up that afternoon and knocked on the door, and I had to say, come back Monday. We hope to have some food by Monday. And so we called Star Banner, got the word out, because they've been good partners too. And what blew my mind was I knew there would be a response. This community is amazing. I knew people would step up. I knew businesses would start calling. And what I didn't expect was that the very first church to contact me was First Baptist after you had just done it. So I was just so humbled by that. Yeah, give yourself a hand. That just speaks volumes to your heart. and to what's going on here. And I'm so happy today to report to you that with your response and the rest of the community, our warehouse is full. We have more food right now than I remember having. It is incredible, and I appreciate that. That's what I wanted to ask you. Would you mind, let's just stand up and give the Lord a praise offering for what He's doing for our less fortunate. So good, and I just praise Him for using you and using other people in this community to meet the need. Thank you. You can sit down. But I want to share too that if you're looking for an opportunity to step out of your comfort zone, I would challenge you to come down to Interfaith and see if there's a place there you can get plugged in. And if not, even if you come to Interfaith and you go, maybe this isn't where the Lord's leading me, don't stop there. Try another charity. There's a lot of people hurting. There's a lot of broken lives. And if we don't go and be Christ to them, they're not going to find Him. And so we have to get out there in those uncomfortable places. But we do tours at Interfaith. A lot of people don't realize what all we do. People assume we just do the food pantry. But I would invite you to come down to Interfaith, take about an hour to walk the ministry with me and let me show you all the opportunities there are to minister. And Wes Wheeler is on my board of directors, and he has offered, because he's a member here, to coordinate those tours. So if you're interested in doing that, even if you don't want to volunteer, don't have time or can't, if you want to just take an hour to just come see where your donations are going, I would love to show you around. So get with Wes, and he will share that. But I want to make a plug for one particular ministry that we have a very difficult time filling. And it breaks my heart, because to me it's the most important ministry we have. In our pantry, the last leg of the journey when someone comes to Interfaith to get their food, there's a little waiting room, and off to the side we have a prayer room. And I was at a Rotary meeting, actually, about 2 years ago, and I got up and told the story about all that we do at Interfaith, all the different ministries we have. And when I finished and asked for questions, a gentleman raised his hand and said, "How do you minister to people?" And I went, "Well, I thought I just told you." But I got what he meant, because we fed them, and we clothed them, and we made sure they had their medicine, but when they left, were they truly ministered to beyond that physical need? And it really convicted me, and I went back to my heads of staff and all my departments and said, where can we put a place where we can offer people prayer and hope? And so we put it at the end of the little path when they are there to get their groceries. There's a prayer room off to the side. And my goal is that 5 shifts a week, I have at least 2 people in there to offer prayer when somebody comes in. We weren't sure how it was going to work when we started it. The first afternoon, and I want to say, they might have been members, the people that were in there might have been members of this church that were volunteering that day. But the first day we had a couple that was in there praying for people. And people come to get groceries. They don't come to get church. So I didn't know how the people coming for food would respond. But that first afternoon there were 29 families that came through for help. 25 of them accepted prayer. And it's been it's been incredible, the response. And then we started having people come in, because when we don't have volunteers there, we have little slips of paper where they can write their prayer requests, and we have stacks to pray over. And we started getting those little prayer requests, though, with praise reports on them. People would come back and say, "I was here 2 weeks ago and someone prayed for me, and I've been working every day since then." Or, things have gotten better. Thank you for your prayer. And then we've had people want to bring their neighbors back and have them get prayed for. So that's very exciting. And if that is something that you could do for us, that is just an area ministry we desperately need people. We probably have maybe 3 shifts that are covered, 4 maybe, out of the 20 shifts we have every week. So we really need people in that ministry. So just think on that, pray on that, and see if the Lord leads you that way. I just again want to thank you for your outpouring of love. I know this looks like groceries, but this is love. This is love. When people come to Interfaith and receive this, it's your love extended to them. And I want to thank you, and I want to praise God for you today. And I'm so excited about the partnership we have here with First Baptist. God bless you so much in all you do.
Thank you.